Let's Talk with author Drelette is a show that informs, inspires, and motivates. All shows are taped in front of a live virtual audience. Make sure to follow us so you can be notified when a new show is available on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Also follow us if you want to be a part of our live tapings. Grab your beverage and snacks, get comfortable so we can let's talk. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk. I am your host, author Drelette. This is the show where we inform, inspire, and motivate you during these tough times and beyond. So come on in and have a virtual seat so we can let's talk. You guys know you can view my shows on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So make sure you hit follow and like and tell a friend and tell a friend. Tonight, we are broadcasting live from YouTube and Facebook. So, hello, everybody out there. For those of you that are watching, I appreciate all of your love and support. You could be doing 1,001 things tonight, but you are here with me, and I appreciate you. And for those of you that are watching this in the pre recorded phase, thank you as well for your support. So, you guys, let's talk about heart disease and stroke and illnesses, period. We have a special guest panel featuring individuals who are currently living with the disease and the after effects of suffering from a stroke, heart attack, and other diseases. So, y'all got to listen to their stories on how they survived and how they continue to thrive, doing amazing things. They'll be on the virtual stage shortly. So, for now, as you guys know, I always like to take a few minutes to listen to a message from our sponsors. And when we come back, I want to give a shout out to my Let's Talk fam. So, you guys that are new to the show, watching it live, all you got to do is say hello in the comment section. Give me a shout out where you're watching the show from so I can say hello to you. And those of you that are watching this show in a pre recorded phase, that's cool too. Say hello in the comment. I always go back and read the comments. Okay. So, you guys, with that, we're going to listen to a brief message from our sponsors and we'll be right back. I want to say hello to my Let's Talk fam. So y'all get ready, okay? All right. And with that, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Join us for an unforgettable evening of purpose and passion at the Mental Health Me Gala 2025 on October 11th from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Step into a night of elegance, connection, and impact. Food and beverages included with every ticket. Scan the QR code to purchase your ticket. This event is hosted by Mental Health Me. This gala is more than a night out. It's a movement to raise awareness and build a future where mental health is prioritized, supported, and sponsored. Let's change the conversation. Let's build hope. Let's do it together. Visionaries, authors Danny and Tiffany Williams-Para presents an anthology for dog lovers. This book is for you if your dog has been your ride or die through heartbreak, healing, or growth. We're seeking powerful true stories, poetic reflections, and heartfelt essays from women of all backgrounds who know firsthand that sometimes the deepest connections don't come in human form. Join us for our kickoff meeting on August 4th at 6 p.m. Pacific Time by way of Zoom. Secure your spot by clicking on the QR code. Scholarship Fund presents Skating for Scholarships, The Experience. On December 10th through the 14th in Dallas, Texas, $15 admission fee. Come out and support this tax-deductible cause to raise money for college scholarships. Each night there will be a skater showcase with prizes for the winners. Scholarships will be awarded each night. 5 skate nights, 4 skating rinks, 1 great cause. For more info, scan the QR code. Welcome to another production by DTL Productions, a leading multimedia company. Are you looking to advertise your product, service, or cause? Do you have a presence on social media? The modern way to advertise is through social media. It brings brand awareness, allows you to reach your target audience, and is cost effective. Advertising on social media will boost your sales, engage your audience effectively, increase awareness, and encourage active participation. Let us create a social media ad for you. Check out these videos produced for our past clients who were extremely satisfied with their results. Scan the QR code or email us at drelett@dtlproduct.net. Contact us. You won't be dissatisfied. Okay, you guys, that was a message from our sponsors. Make sure you guys go out and support them. Entrepreneurship is amazing. It's everything. So make sure you support them, okay? Let's see who is checking in from the Let's Talk fam. We got YouTube going and Facebook. I see quite a few of you watching. Thank you for your love and support. But I always got to bring on camera those that watch with me live, of course. So let's see who's popping in live. Okay, of course, hubby, who's one of the producers. Mwah, thank you, babe. Love you. Let's see. Rockin' Richard Houston. Hey, Richard, how are you, sir? Always faithfully watching from the D. Richard, we got somebody on the show from the D. You got to stay tuned. So excited for you all to see her and hear from her as well. All right. And Tori, my girl from the D. What's up, Tori? Yes, it's been a while. How are you? I'm so glad you're watching this evening. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, they're coming in. Mommy in love. She says she's watching from Vegas. Mwah, how are you? Good to see you as well. And Carla, she's checking in as well. Hello, everyone. Let's talk. Oh, Carla, love you so much, girl. Can't wait to see you again. And let's see. Oh, we got somebody new I'm not familiar with. Paula. Paula. Hello, Paula. Paula. How are you? Welcome to Let's Talk. Thank you for your support. And somebody from YouTube named ET checking in from YT. YT. Y'all, what's YT? What is that, a city? I know it's not a state. But anywho, thank you for your support for watching. We appreciate you so very, very much. Okay, you guys, so glad to have these ladies on the show because we're covering a topic that is, in my opinion, hot. It's part of a hot topic, if you will. As you know, the things that you see in the news. They said they're watching from YouTube. Okay, the things that you see in the news about health with African American women, and sometimes how the medical industry doesn't take us serious. African Americans, period. Minorities, period. So You guys take a listen to these amazing stories, take notes if possible, if you need to. But I'm so proud to have them on the show. When they approached me, I said, absolutely. I cleared the schedule and said, absolutely. So, you guys, let me give them a formal introduction. These ladies are amazing. Okay. So, the first off, author Danny, she's not a stranger to the show. You guys know she's been on the show before. She is the bomb.com, in my opinion. Danny hails from Harlem, New York. She was plagued with a series of deeply traumatic childhood experiences, then a few decades long bout with drug addiction, all the degradation and dereliction that comes along with that life. Armed and a will to survive and a first love of writing to escape, she channeled her challenges into a raw, candid memoir titled Pretty Little Bastard Child, a memoir of darkness that turned on God's light. Volume one of a trilogy that will leave you wondering about your own will to bounce back. She's also been working on memoirs of the darkness that turned on God's light. This is the birthing of this book, took 18 long and winding years, but it's finally been done. This is Danny. She is a deacon. Yes, she is a deacon. She's a chef, and she is an author. Author Danny. She's the one up at the top, and she's the woman that came to me and said, "Hey, we got to do this." So absolutely. Next, we've got Sonia Taylor Meadows. What up, though? From Detroit. Yes, she is the visionary founder of Bostress, a global platform dedicated to empowering women to lead, connect, and elevate. With over 20 years of experience in business and entertainment, Sonia has played a pivotal role in shaping culture, helping launch the career of Tyler Perry, you go girl, and bringing icons like Little Kim to Atlanta's music scene. She's a proud Detroit native. I know that's right. And she's also the author of two acclaimed books, Finding Platinum, a Magic City memoir, and Game Over Last Dance. Sonia's journey comes full circle in the upcoming Magic City documentary airing on Stars. I know y'all seen the previews. I have, where she impacts her authenticity. I can't talk tonight, y'all. Where she talks about her story and lets it all come shining through. So glad to have her on the show as well. Lakeisha Lockridge Manuel. She is a proud Memphis native. I love Memphis. She's a devoted woman of faith and loving mother to two daughters who inspire her every step. With a heart for service, her career began in healthcare and evolved into a 12-year journey as a commercial driver, showcasing her resilience and adaptability. Now emerging as a powerful voice in writing and coaching, Lucretia empowers others to face life's challenges with grace and courage. Her story is one of transformation, purpose, and unwavering strength, and it's only just beginning. I know that's right. And last but not least, Shamika Moore, also known as S. Marie, is a master coach, counselor, and passionate advocate for mental wellness. She serves as president and CEO of Mental Health Me, a nonprofit dedicated to transformation, the conversation around mental health through education, advocacy, and community support. In addition, she leads the More Direction Agency, a coaching firm focused on personal, professional, and relationship development. With over a decade of experience, S. Marie is committed to helping individuals heal, grow, and thrive. Her mission is clear: to inspire, change, break stigma, and guide others towards intentional living and emotional freedom. Woo, those biographies, ladies, are amazing, you guys. So, without further ado, I want you guys to help me welcome to the virtual stage S. Marie, Sonia, Danny, and Lakeisha. Hey, ladies.
Hi, good evening.
You
Hello,
ladies,
hello, hello, hello.
your stories are amazing. Oh, we are amazing. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you, Danny, for approaching me with this idea because I think it's an excellent one. We don't talk about it enough. These type of topics, they're scary. But we have to talk about it. We got to educate those out there so they know what to look for and how to help their loved ones and so on and so forth. So, with that being said, I want to start off with you, ma'am. Okay, because I know you just went through a traumatic experience, as we all have. When did you realize there was something more serious going on, or did you realize? Did you know?
Well, good evening, everyone. Drilla, thank you for having me on, and thank you, my sisters, for agreeing to come on and share your stories with the people, with the masses. It's only by God's grace that we all sit here today, just for today, but specifically on Mother's Day of all days, I was at work because I'm a chef
Mm.
by trade. That's what I do for paying the bills. So I went to work that morning. I was feeling full. Everything was great. You guys know every morning I go live and I do a spiritual affirmation. Um, and went to work. It was a couple of deviled eggs because, of course, Mother's Day. Sitting down, you want to. It was a catering going on, and somewhere throughout the catering, I was like, okay, I got to go to the bathroom, but something didn't feel right. My jaw started tingling and down into
Mm.
my left arm and started, excuse me, feeling like my tongue was swelling up, things of that nature. And I'm like, this doesn't feel right. I said, you know what? I'm getting ready to run to the bathroom. I'll be back. And maybe 50 feet away is the
Mm.
bathroom. Time I went to the bathroom, it had gotten worse. And my arm felt like it weighed 100 pounds.
Oh.
So, and then again, my jaw just felt really weird. So I said, okay, maybe I should go take my blood pressure. So we have one of those little Higgy machines that they have in the supermarkets or in the pharmacies in our break room. So I go to the break room and I take my blood pressure. And when my blood pressure was like 180 something over 160 or 140 or something like that. Whatever
Mm.
it was astronomically high, and I knew something wasn't right. So I turned around and I politely waltzed my behind back into the area and I told my superior, listen, I don't feel too good and I got to go to urgent care. But let me tell you how good God is. Urgent care was literally right across the street. We're in like a strip
Mm.
mall. So urgent care, here's a job, and boom, straight across, maybe altogether like not even the eighth of a mile from where I was working in the
Mm.
kitchen across the street, boom, and you're there. But by the time I had walked there, my blood pressure, my systolic was 200 and change, and my diastolic was like 160, 170. And then we don't want to scare you, but we need to call an ambulance. You have to go to the emergency. You're having a stroke.
Oh my
So,
God. Mm.
so that's how that went down. And
Oh.
I don't
Um,
know a whole bunch after that, but I do know that by His grace, I'm sitting here talking to you guys about it today. So,
wow. And
mm,
and Danny, I'm so glad you're here. Praise God that He kept
yeah.
you. What did you
Mm-hmm.
ever do you have any idea of what could have triggered it? Something you ate, or is there a history of disease in your family of strokes? Like, what do you think caused
Mm-hmm.
it?
Well, I do with high blood pressure. They had just changed, and the crazy part about it is, sometime later on throughout the show, I'm going to tell my conspiracy theory. But my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, died of a stroke that sent her
Oh.
into a coma, and she never came out of it. My maternal uncle, my mother's baby, had 3 TIAs, which are a transient ischemic attack. It's barely a stroke. It's not a massive, but it's still stroke.
Mm.
And sometimes the TIAs might not take you out like a massive would, like a brain bleed, but the smaller strokes are the ones that leave you more susceptible to a larger stroke. Um, the only thing that I've ever feared in my life held a stroke because I saw condition left my uncle in before he passed away.
Mm.
My godmother, she had a stroke, never back to 100%. She's still alive, but she's partially paralyzed, and she was never able to speak properly, and everything was just my blood pressure was always a little on the high side. We were in the process of going from medication to holistic. So I take CMOS. So I was like, they lowered my blood pressure pill, the milligrams, because I was
Okay.
taking the CMOS. But I think I had run out of pills. And maybe 2 or 3 days had gone by, and I was like, this and that was on the plate. So of course, part of it was my fault. You know how we do when we
Mm.
chasing that bag. We
Yeah.
5,000 things on our plate, and we know we
Mhm.
don't feel good, or we know something is going on. Oh, I'll be all right. Let me just have, maybe I'll sleep an extra hour today. Maybe I'll just drink some more water today. And we do stuff like that, still trying to
Mm.
keep that S on our chest, because especially us melanin women, we super women.
Yeah.
So we got the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. We got the dog, the husband, or the wife, or whatever. And then we got everything else in our little, projects and hobbies, and 5 different bags that we trying to get, and we don't take care of.
Mhm.
Part of it was
Mm.
my fault. My pressure had been
Mhm.
teeter-tottering a little bit on high. I went to work. I said, I'm going to push through, and then I'll, everything the next day, which was Monday. The next day
Mm.
almost didn't come,
Oh my God.
because thank God I knew, it's an acronym called FAST,
Okay.
FAST. And FAST, it basically is when you're having a stroke. The F stands for face. Okay.
Mm.
The A stands for arm. The S stands for speech. And the
Mm.
T stands for time. You
Oh.
have 1 hour between the time that you're actually having a stroke and what they call a clot buster. It's like this real deep medication that they have to shoot intravenously. They get you
Mm.
straight to CAT scan. If they see it, they send you that medication, and it busts up any clots you have in your body. If you know that you have that golden hour, they call it, that first hour, if you
Mhm.
could get yourself to the emergency room, or if you could get yourself to that medication within that first hour, 90% of the time you could save your life. But a lot
Oh.
of us, specifically us that don't read, we don't know. So, we'll buy books,
Mm.
and books sit in the corner, and we don't pick them up.
Oh
And
my
I knew what that acronym stood for. And when my jaw and my face started feeling, I said, okay, Danny, we're not gonna play with this here right now. And everybody in the ICU unit said, Matthews, if you didn't know that acronym, you probably would have died.
Oh my God. Oh
You
my
know,
God. So
yeah.
now you've been going through therapy, rehab, getting your body back because I think you were saying your leg
Mm-hmm.
or something was affected as
Mm-hmm.
well. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, well,
Mm.
when it first happened, it was presenting paralysis on my whole left side. I had a
Oh.
droop in my face. My tongue was leaning to the left. I couldn't hold my arm up. No feeling down my to my toes on my left. Everything was affected on the left hand side, which
Mm.
means that whatever was going on was on the right hand side. Um, so by the time I left inpatient rehab, though, I had maybe 45 to 55% of that
Oh.
back, except for left leg and neck. Came on a walker, and I still had speech therapy, and I still had, I really couldn't speak as well as, and I'm a speaker,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, I know. I know. I know. I'm
The
so
one
glad
thing
you're
that I
here.
prayed, I said, God, whatever you do, please give me my smile back and allow me to speak. This is
Oh,
how I help people. This is how I save people. This is how I get the message out to the people that life is so short.
yes.
And the prayer was, God, please let me leave here without being able to smile and being to speak. And praise God, look at me now.
Amen.
Um,
Amen.
I got my smile
Amen.
back.
Yes. Beautiful as ever. Praise God.
Oh,
Y'all, she called me.
and
She texted me and she said, I need to talk to you. And I was like, uh-oh, what's going on? She's like,
mhm,
call me
yeah,
now.
yeah,
And I was like,
mhm,
wow. But I'm
yeah,
so glad you're
yeah,
doing better. And you are
yeah.
spreading your word of what you went through to help
That's right.
others. Praise
That's right.
God.
God is good.
LaSonia, I know you had 3 cardiac arrests. Girl.
Right.
Tell us your story. Oh my god. Y'all, this is my homegirl from Detroit. Yes.
Yeah, is
Hey.
in the house.
Oh, tell us your story, Sonia.
Well,
Girl.
I had a normal day like anything else, but prior to me having a normal day, I did feel some things, and I thought that it was gas. There was a lot of, I guess it felt like needles pointing at my heart or in my chest, and I couldn't hardly breathe.
Oh,
And I was taking then a back massager, and I was massaging my back, not knowing I was actually giving myself self palpitations of, what you would do if you were having a heart attack. So I was already having small, tiny ones for
oh my
like
God.
maybe 6 months. And I came back and to Georgia because I was in Vegas, sick all that time. Didn't even know I could have went to sleep and didn't wake back up.
Mm.
And I came back home and I went downtown, had a normal day, and in the middle of the street, I just collapsed.
Oh, Jesus.
And that was it. For however long it took the ambulance to get there to them doing resuscitation, and then it gave up. And then
What?
my yeah, they gave up. They was like, well, is there anybody else that we can talk to because this is it for
Oh,
her. So
God.
my husband's like, if this was your wife, what would you do?
Right.
One of the other guys jumped from the back and he hit me one more time. And that's when I could hear them saying, let's go. We got a small pulse. We got to go. We got to go. So
Oh,
from there, I couldn't really remember a lot because I lost a lot of oxygen to my brain for a while. So memory of knowing people it took a lot to come back.
mm.
Yeah. So I am definitely blessed to be here. And I'm blessed to know that you're still here, Danny.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
My
Yeah, that is my story. And then right after that one, I had another one, uh, eating, sat back down, and my heart, it did something again, and I went out. I didn't even know I went out. It
Oh,
shocked me back. So I
oh my.
stood there like, what is going on?
Oh,
They said, we go into the hospital. That's what's going on. Took me to the
oh.
hospital again. So yeah, 3 times.
Oh, praise God, you're still here as well.
Yeah.
What an amazing story. What do you think caused all of that to happen? Do you think it was a prescription you was taking, something you was
Well, I
eating?
wasn't on any meds until I had these cardiac arrests at
Oh
all.
my
Yeah.
God.
Thank you. Sorry. So uh I was, I guess, chasing the bag, like Danny said, when when women so focused, laser
Mhm.
focused, I didn't ignore it because it was obvious that something was hurting me because I went and got a back massage to stop whatever that feeling was. But
Mhm.
I was
right.
opening up a hookah
Mm.
lounge in Vegas. So it could have been an accumulation of the stress, of opening up a business away from my second home, which is Georgia. It could have been a numerous things. I
Mm.
really thank you, Paula. I wasn't really like paying attention to it
Yeah.
until I could breathe, and then that's when I was like, something is going on more than just
Yeah.
gas.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they gave me all kind of gas, liquids to take,
Mhm.
and then going to go get the acid reflux stuff that I went took had got a big bottle of that.
Oh,
Nothing. Belching,
nothing.
we got pops, all type of things that make it feel like it was coming up.
Yeah.
Nothing. I was having little heart attacks.
Oh my God. Oh, geez. Thank
Yeah.
God you're still here too
Yes,
to
I
tell
do.
your story. Oh my Lord.
You. I
And
appreciate it.
yes, ma'am. And while we on the heart attack to top Lakeisha, you have an amazing story to tell too, girl.
Yes.
That's the baby of the bunch right there. That's the baby of the bunch too.
Yeah, I'm the baby of the bunch. I had my
Oh,
first heart attack at 39.
oh my God.
Um, feel like superwoman, taking care of everybody, taking care of everything, and
Mm,
missing the signs with my own body.
mm,
Um, like Sonya, it started like gas, trap gas. And I'm like, I ain't ate nothing, like what is going on? Went about my day, started my day. Um, and then it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And
mm,
all I could do was just double over on the bed and call for my daughter. And my daughter called the ambulance.
Mm.
She knew something wasn't right because mama has a high tolerance for pain, but my EKG didn't register in the
Oh,
ambulance. It didn't register at the hospital,
mm.
and they set me in a waiting room. They told
What?
me EKG looks fine. Go sit in a waiting room, and I'm in a
Mm,
waiting
mm,
room in
mm.
pain
Oh
to
my
the point
goodness.
where you know how we are. Well, the EKG fine, so I'm going home, take care of myself. You know,
Right.
um, called my daughter to come get me. I left the hospital fussing, but I'm in pain. I go home and I'm eating Tums like candy.
Oh.
Nothing's helping. I'm rolling in the bed trying to get comfortable. Just let me get in a comfortable position to go
Mhm.
to sleep. But
Excuse me.
it wasn't nobody but God that did not let me get comfortable and go to sleep. And
Praise God.
I couldn't take it any longer. And I sat up on the side of the bed and I started Googling nurse care hotlines. And I found one and she said, baby, go to the hospital now.
Mm.
And I drove myself to another hospital on the other side of town. And when I
Wow.
walked in, the doctor, he came immediately and saw me. They did another EKG. It never
Mm.
registered.
Mm.
The doctor said, draw her blood. And he must have told them stat because they came
Mhm.
right back and said my heart enzymes were through the roof. They were 6.8. They admitted
Ooh.
me right then and there.
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
Yes.
Do you know what could have caused it? Is it something that runs in your family or
Heart disease runs in my family. My grandmother passed of a massive heart attack in her
oh,
sleep. Same symptoms and signs. But she was fine. When she walked down that hallway and told me she'll see me in the morning, she
oh.
was fine. Never thought that tomorrow would never come. My
Mm,
uncle, who is 12 years older than me, he passed away. He needed a heart transplant. And
mm.
he didn't get it in time enough, and he transitioned. My grandfather also had congestive heart failure. So it does run in my family. My mom has atrial fibrillation, and my dad has a defibrillator as well, but he's never had a heart attack.
Wow.
So it does run in my family, and I always knew that it ran in my family. So I always, stay active. I love my fruits, I love my vegetables. Um, but stress plays a part in it. And I took care of my grandfather for 8 years. I took care of everybody,
Oh.
kids, you name it. So I honestly feel like that was the heart attack came when my body released all of the stress. My grandfather had just passed away.
Mm.
I didn't know, my kids are grown now. So it was like, okay, I went from taking care of everybody to now I gotta even figure out how to take care of me. Like I
Oh,
don't even
goodness.
know me at this point, and I feel like it was just a release of everything over the years. And so that
Yeah.
was my first heart attack. Um, I've had two on paper, but I really feel like I've had three.
Mm.
And the second one, I was on a plane, and I'm like, Lord, just let me make it to
Oh.
where I'm going because I was feeling the same symptoms. Everything was fine after that, and then I came home 2 weeks after my 40th birthday, and I had another one.
Oh my God.
So I'll tell anybody, pay attention to your
Mhm.
body. Nothing
Definitely.
in this world, nobody,
Mm.
you can't take care of nobody without
Mm-mm.
taking care of you
That's
first,
Mm.
right.
because if you not good,
Right.
they not gonna
Right.
be good.
Oh.
Pay
That's
attention
it.
to your body,
Mhm.
especially us. Because as you
Mhm.
see, my EKGs didn't register. Everything doesn't
Oh.
work for
Mhm.
everybody. Every sign is not the same for everybody.
Mm.
The second time, I literally had to sit in the hospital and throw a fit for them
Mm.
to see about me because it
Mm.
didn't register on the EKG. They was like, "Oh, it's nothing." They gave me some medicine to calm me down, something
Mm.
for nausea, and they was ready to release me and send me home. And I'm like, I'm not going nowhere.
I know that's
You gonna
right.
see about me. And they
Mhm.
even did a
That's
drug
it.
test on me because they thought I was on drugs. And I'm
Oh,
like, my daughter sitting there, she's like, my mama not on no drugs. I'm like, but you gonna see about me today.
I know that's right.
And they finally admitted me, and it was a black doctor that came in my room, and he said they need to do an echocardiogram on you. Request this. He told me what to request.
Okay.
And I did, and that's when they figured out what was going on with me. So I have coronary artery
Mm.
disease. I had to have a heart cath done.
Mm,
And so I have to travel with nitroglycerin everywhere I go.
mm.
Um, but by the grace of God,
You still here?
I'm still here. I had
Amen.
a scare today where I had a little heart palpitations. Um, and so I went to grab that nitroglycerin, but then I said nope because I know exactly what this is, and it's something that I need to change in my life, and that I'm working on changing. So I'm going to move forward with that. But now every little thing, I'm like, what's that?
Exactly.
What's going on? And I don't allow anybody to stress me out.
That's
Mhm.
it.
Marie and Auntie Danny, they will tell
Mhm.
you I will shut down in a minute. When I'm
Mhm.
overwhelmed,
Mhm.
I'll see y'all in a few weeks because my health is number one
Yes.
priority now.
Yes. Yes.
That is
Oh
so
my
true.
gosh. I'm so glad you are still here and have a story to tell. So
Yeah.
I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever shared this with my viewers or listeners, but my story is unique as well. And I'm not gonna try to cry. Danny got me teared up earlier. But at the age of 33,
Came out of nowhere.
oh, at the age of 33, 7 days after giving birth to my baby boy, I was sitting down, giving him a bottle because my milk didn't come down, and my left arm started hurting really bad. It felt like a gorilla was squeezing it, and I said, "Oh my God, something's not right." And I just saw an Oprah Winfrey show where she talked about the symptoms of a heart attack. So of course, my previous husband, he wouldn't call 911. He said, "Oh, nothing's wrong with you. Drink this Sprite and burp, you'll be fine." I knew something wasn't right. So I called 911 and the paramedics came and they were like, "You're too young. There's nothing wrong with you." They put me in an ambulance, did not turn on the sirens, drove slow, was like, "Oh, maybe you ate something." Right,
Wow.
33 years old. I'm living in a state, I have no family. So when we got to the hospital, I was in so much pain, and I said, "I need something." And they were all, the doctors, they didn't know what was going on. This doctor, he overheard the mumbling, and he said, "I just came back from a medical symposium where we talked about 1 in a million women have a blood clot." He says, "I want to get her up to the cath lab." So they went up and looked at my heart. I was wide awake. The nurse was talking to me. So long story short, what happened was after you have a child, you have your menstrual cycle. Well, in my case, I did have one, but the blood clotted and traveled all the way to my heart
Mm.
and blocked my heart, and they had to put a stent in, and I almost died. It was 90% blocked. I have no heart disease in my family. I was completely healthy. It was just a freak accident. It happens to 1 in a million women. And so, I totally can relate to all of your stories because if it wasn't for that one doctor had overheard or had just come from that meeting, out of state, they probably would have let me just ain't nothing wrong with her. I mean, they even went as far
Yeah.
as to say, like you, Lakeisha, they said, "Do you do drugs?" I said, "Absolutely not." But
Mm.
they didn't know. And I was just sitting there 90% blocked and I almost died. So whew, I tell you,
Yeah.
these stories are amazing. And S. Marie, I know you have a unique story to tell. Oh my goodness.
Yes. So, thank you again for allowing us to be here. And so, mine is not heart strokes or anything like that. I actually suffer from like everyday conditions, but combined, they can be deadly and they really take a toll on your body. So, I have asthma, which is, that's common, but it can be deadly because it's your breathing. Some people think that asthma is just wheezing, but if it's ignored, like me, I ignored it, it gets worse. So my
Yep.
story is I literally was sitting at home with my husband and I said, "Babe, I have a headache, so I'm going to go lay down." And this is not abnormal for me because I suffer from cluster headaches. And if you've ever
Mm.
had a cluster headaches, they're often called suicide headaches
Oh.
because they have intense
Yeah.
pain. It's like stabbing, drilling pain. And then my eye, and usually the left side of my face will swell, look like I'll come out here looking like Buster Douglas or somebody, like somebody just beat me
Oh.
up. And it's really the swelling from the cluster headache. So I told him, I said,
Mm.
"I'm gonna go ahead and lay down." So about 4 o'clock in the morning, he sleeps right on my chest and he was just shaking me. And he's like, "Babe, are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm asleep." He's like, "You're not breathing." I'm like, "What?"
Oh my
He's like,
God.
"You're not breathing. Something is wrong. Let's get
Mm.
up." And I brushed it off. I'm like, "No, we're not. I'm gonna go back to sleep. I've got to go to work. You've got to get up in an hour. It's gonna be fine." So my headache continued. I still went to work that day, but I was just really burnt out, and it took a lot of energy. So I'm literally just taking my inhaler like just crazy because I couldn't breathe.
Mm,
And my chest just felt like it was just going to just pop right out my
mm,
right out of my body. So when I got home, he was like, "I want you to take it a little easy." So I went in. I was like, "Let me just get these clothes together." I went into I thought I was going into my laundry room. I got right out of my bedroom, and had it not been for my rail, I would have fell. I started getting dizzy.
Mm.
I couldn't see, and I lost my balance.
oh my God.
So he was like, "This is it. Like we're going to get it checked out." So
Mhm.
here we are. We end up, I'm there. They're like, "What's going on?" My husband just laid it out. She suffers from headaches. She gives herself shots every month. She has asthma. She's not been breathing. I check her. She hasn't been breathing at night. Something's not right. So he said,
Mm.
"Is everything okay? What happened when you almost fell?" And I told him, I said, "I have this buzzing in my ear.
Mm,
I just felt like this ringing sound, and it was like piercing, like an airplane was going to take off, or a train on screeching brakes."
oh,
And I said, "It really just debilitated me, and I lost my balance." So he said, "Okay, I'm going to give you some steroids because, you're inflamed because of your asthma." And he said, "I'm going to give you a cocktail because your face is swollen because of your cluster headaches." He said that's not okay. He said, "But it's not anything that you're not used to." He said, "But you need to go see a specialist." So I go to see a specialist. They do all these hearing tests. And he goes, "Ma'am," he said, "you have darn near perfect hearing, but you have something that's called tinnitus." He said, "You have ringing and buzzing in your ear." He said, "It sounds like it's never going to stop."
mm,
He said, "And you can't sleep, right?" And I was like, "That's exactly how I feel. I can't sleep." I said, "I really feel like I'm going insane." I said, "And it's causing me to cry because I'm so tired and I can't sleep." He said, "Your body is stressing out." He said, "You have tinnitus, and that is causing your cluster headaches to flare up."
oh my
He said, "I'm
God.
going to send you also to a
Mm.
specialist for your asthma." He said, "Because your vitals aren't right, something is off."
Mm,
So he said, "Instead of making an appointment, I'm going to call my counterpart. You're going to go over there." So I go
Mm.
over there, and she sees me, and she
Only
said,
do it.
mhm,
and it's only through the grace of God, like it just
mm,
happened.
mm,
And I go over to the specialist, and the specialist like, "Okay, you have asthma, but there's something going on. You're allergic to something." She said, "You have a lot of fluid on your body." She said, "I think the steroids are kind of taking it down, so that's okay." She said, "But we need to get you to an asthma specialist so they can figure out why you're having so many asthma attacks, like why you're using your pump so much." And literally within 30 days, I probably had like 6 to 10 asthma attacks.
oh
And
my
I just
God.
brushed it
Mm.
off. I'm like, "Oh, it's, asthma. Everybody has it. No big deal." So I go to the specialist, and
No.
he said, "You're brushing this off, but this is serious." I said,
Mm,
"No, they just said it's a condition. I'm fine." He said, "Ma'am, individually, they're okay. They're not life threatening." He said, "But you have asthma. You suffer from cluster headaches. You're giving yourself a shot every month.
mm,
Now you have tinnitus." He said, "You have ringing." And he said, "I'm going to tell you what
Mm.
else you have." And I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, "You
Mm.
have laryngopharyngeal." I'm like, "What?" I'm like,
what
"Never
is
heard of that
that?
in my life."
Yeah.
I'm not a
Can you
doctor.
spell that for me,
So
please? Spell that for me.
right. "Please tell me what," and I did. I'm like, "You gotta spell that because I don't understand what that means." But
Right.
what it is, it's called silent
Mm.
reflux. It's known as LPR.
Mm.
Oh.
Um, and basically it's where LPR sends stomach acid into your throat and sometimes into your lungs. And it's going into both for me.
Oh my
And
God.
what's
Mm.
happening is that I feel the same thing they feel, with the heartburn and the stress, and I can't sleep. But what's happening is that it is interacting with my asthma. And apparently there's something that I've come in contact with and I use on a daily basis, and we've yet to figure out what it is, but I'm
Mm,
allergic to it. So that's causing my asthma to flare up, which then causes everything else. So I'm constantly coughing. I have fluid on my lungs. I'm constantly clearing my throat like I got
mm,
fluid. So I have to take medication literally to kind of loosen the mucus. I've had to cut my diet down, watch what I eat. But
Mm.
altogether, these things cause stress. A lot of people have been known to kill themselves because
Oh.
of the stress. And a lot of times people don't realize, but the cluster headaches and even tinnitus, the doctor told me, he was like, you're not taking it serious, because these all affect your mental and your neurological system.
Mm.
And he said your brain, your neurological system is sending messages to your brain to listen to frequency that's not there. So your ears are trying to hear something that's not there, and
Mm.
your body is going to a fight or flight mode, and it doesn't know what to do. So he was like, you have to start taking, better care of yourself. I'm not saying get on a whole bunch of medications, but now I'm on 3 nasal sprays for allergy, asthma, and to kind of clear the mucus out of my throat. And as I alluded to earlier, I take Emgality shots every month
Oh.
because it keeps the cluster headaches to a minimum. But I have
Mhm.
rescue medication because my face still swells often. So I go around,
Mhm.
having a hard time. So a lot of times I have to work from home because when one hits, it flares up everything else, and my body just
Mhm.
it can't take it. So I literally shut down. There are days where I can't even get out of bed. I'm just literally
Oh.
in bed all day, and I'm grateful that my mother is still here, because when this happens, she brings me breakfast, lunch, dinner. She helps me.
Mhm.
Sometimes I can't even, get out of the bed and walk to use the restroom. Like, so I need help.
Oh.
But it's literally, as we talked about, sometimes melanin people go through a lot, and we just kind of brush it off.
Mhm.
Even though these things may not seem serious individually, but collectively, anyone having any of these symptoms, my recommendation is to go get checked out. Don't brush
Yes.
things off. Because I
Mhm.
literally thought, oh, my dad has vertigo. So I probably just have vertigo, and that's why I lost my balance. No vertigo at all. It's just all these symptoms turning my body
Into
into
one.
this
Mm.
mode where it has to fight, but it doesn't know which condition to fight first.
Oh my God. Bless your heart and
And
sleep.
unfortunately for us, right? Like and it's so strange. Like even with breast cancer, the Caucasian, or should I say the others, the
Mhm.
vanillas, they get it more, but we die from it. You know, the
Right.
things they suffer
Yeah.
from, we die from. And
Mhm.
it's sad, but it's true. Like, with all of these cuts and all of these things going on with Medicaid and Medicare, the hospitals that are in the more impoverished, the lower income
Mhm.
areas, those are the ones that are going to close first. We are going to
Yep.
be hit more than anybody else because we already at a lower stance. Like, you got all of these young kids, they want to get out the ghettos. What do they want to do? Play sports. But nobody makes it possible. I mean, nobody says that in order for you to go in a varsity team, you have to do this, and this,
Mhm.
and we have the best nutrition. We don't have the best vegetables and meats and stuff that are delivered our grocery store down the block. But if you go up to Buckhead, or if you go up to, different places, you got better quality of stuff. You get,
Yes.
more, the doctors pay more attention. We need mental health. And guess what?
Mhm.
They don't take insurance. They don't take Medicaid and Medicare for mental health
For
anymore
mental health. Mm-mm.
because they
That's
don't pay them.
terrible. That's
You know what I'm saying?
crazy.
So
Yeah.
it's a thing with mental health. But excuse me, look at when your heart or when your brain, those are the two things that you need. Those are the two very
Mhm.
most important apparatuses that you need to function, right? But
Yep.
the part about it is they're the most expensive things
Yes.
to
Yes.
actually get treatment for. Neurological,
Mhm.
cardiological stuff is more
Mhm.
expensive as a specialist. So what
Mhm.
is it? Copay is more expensive. So
Oh my.
usually it's okay, do I buy groceries this week, or do I go pay my copay, or do I go get this $579 medication that
Mm.
my health insurance doesn't pay for?
That's
And,
crazy.
and I want to say
Yeah.
something else. Most of us, I will tell us melanated people, learn your body.
Yes.
Don't nobody
Yeah.
know your body like you know your body.
Yes.
Yes.
When it comes down to
Yes.
medication, they give us all the same standard medication for each condition, and
Yes.
it don't work like that.
Yep.
Mhm.
I
It
will
does
tell you
not.
this here.
Mm.
I don't know about y'all, but I didn't go to the hospital when I was younger. My grandma healed me in the kitchen.
Okay.
She
Real
healed me in
talk.
Okay.
that kitchen.
All
Real
right.
talk.
So
Mhm.
I also want to advocate for us starting to introduce more herbal things and supplements and vitamins
Absolutely.
back into our lives.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And not
Absolutely.
just being so totally dependent on the medications that they gave me. Because
Mhm.
I was calling my
Right.
doctor like, "Yep, I'm not taking this. I'm not taking that." And the
I
doctor was
love
like,
it.
"You need this for the rest of your life." And I was like, "Well, I found a supplement
Mm-hmm.
for it."
I know that's
Right.
Um,
right.
Right.
one in
Right.
particular,
Right.
atorvastatin. I don't take that
Mm-hmm.
for the cholesterol. They
Mm-hmm.
told me I'd be on that for the
Mm.
rest of my life, but I also know what that medication can do to you.
Mm.
So
Yes.
guess
That's
what? I'm
it.
not taking that, doctor. You can take it back. And here's
Yeah.
this oregano oil that I'm going to take in the process, in the midst
Mhm.
of this, because
That
this is
part.
what I feel like
Yep.
putting in my body.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um,
Absolutely.
so I started to do that. And my doctor, when she sees me coming, she just shake her head. But guess what? We got to understand it,
That
because
part.
you don't love me like
She
I love me.
knows.
Woo.
That's
Absolutely.
I have two
Girl.
children that I
that's
want
it.
to be here for. I'm
Mm-hmm.
40.
That's it.
Mhm.
I got
Mm-hmm.
many more
Yeah.
years I'm trying to live, and I'm not going to allow you to take me out of here
Mm-hmm.
with giving me standard medications for
Mhm.
big
Absolutely.
pharma to cut you
Right.
that kickback check
Right.
at the end of the month. I'm not doing
Girl.
it. So,
You better
Absolutely.
preach it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna add to
Mm-hmm.
that, Lakeisha, if a doctor keeps telling you to take that pill and you know that pill ain't working,
Mm.
you don't feel
Mm-hmm.
right. If you have a health
Mm-hmm.
insurance, it is your right to say, you know what, I want a second
Second
opinion
opinion.
because
Yeah.
you're not healing me.
Absolutely.
And I'm not gonna keep
That's
taking
right.
something that ain't working for me. And it's up to
Right.
us to do our research, whether you listen to podcasts like
Mm-hmm.
this or you go to Google or YouTube or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Yeah.
You have to, like Lakeisha said, you got to take that extra mile to make sure that
That's
you take
right.
care of you.
That's right.
Because I hate to say it, I don't mean to offend anybody in the medical field, but those doctors, they do get kickbacks.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
are.
Yeah.
I work in the medical field. I'm not a nurse. I work in IT, but one of my closest, I love him. He is a doctor, and he said, sometimes we're educated guessers.
Oh,
He said, unfortunately, we are guessing your symptoms because of
Right.
what you're telling us.
Right.
He said, so when we take a
Right.
pause, we're going back and looking to see, hey, what
Mm-hmm.
is this aligned to? He said,
mm,
that's why we say we're
Right.
going to try something and we'll see how it
Mm-hmm.
goes. And because of
Right.
that, I
Right.
started going to a chiropractor. And
okay.
Lakeisha, just what you
Mm-hmm.
said, my chiropractor, when he found out why I had not been to see him,
Mm-hmm.
he said, no, we're not going to do this. And he is a melanated person. He said, we're not doing this at all. He said, you're going to come back. You're going to start getting your body adjusted. He said, because your body is in subluxation. So your neurological system is messed up. My whole body is out of whack.
Mm,
And he said the same thing. He said, don't sit there and take all the medications that they give you. He said, the
mhm,
shot I
Mm-hmm.
get, because he's seen my face a
Mm-hmm.
little off. But he's like, all that
Right.
other stuff, he said, no. He said, if they give you something, let me know. So I think it's a good
Mm-hmm.
thing, like you said, to know your body. But
mhm,
more
Mm-hmm.
importantly for
Mm-hmm.
me, I will say that I'm blessed because I have a great support system, but I have a support
Mm-hmm.
system outside of my home because he will call, he will text, he will call
Mm-hmm.
and say, look, what's
Mm-hmm.
going on? Because something's
mhm,
not right.
Yes.
You missed it. I'm supposed to see you
Mm-hmm.
every week. So that's the best thing
Mm-hmm.
about knowing your body,
yeah,
understanding when something is wrong, but also doing something about it because
about
we're
it.
so used to brushing it under
Mhm,
the rug and
Mm-hmm.
just assuming that we're okay. And that's exactly what I
Mm-hmm.
did.
yeah.
It
Right.
literally is one of the reasons why I started a mental health business because it triggers a lot of things that we go to. They are triggers. And if
mhm,
we continue to
Vicious
brush it
cycle.
under our rug, exactly,
Vicious
we are
cycle.
continue on with the cycle, thinking
Mm-hmm.
that no one cares or it's
Right.
not important.
Right.
When your life is important, that's the
Mm-hmm.
only
very.
one you have.
Mhm.
God
Now,
only gives you
Absolutely.
one.
now,
Yes.
you're
Mm-hmm.
right. You're
But
so
see,
right.
this
Now,
is the
Sonia,
thing.
with what well, I was
This
gonna
is the
say, Sonia,
thing.
with
I'm
what
with
you've
you.
been
Sorry.
through,
I'm sorry.
the cardiac arrest, what do you how
Mm-hmm.
do you go forward? Like, because for me, I would be scared. Like, you've been through 3
Mhm.
experiences. Like, how are you moving? I mean, I know you're gonna be
And then I
moving.
just had I call them episodes when
Okay.
I'm like I'm
Mm-hmm.
going through them again. I had one a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
and I have been telling the doctor for the last almost 3 years that I've been on these meds, metoprolol, that I wasn't feeling well, and they kept saying, "Well, nothing's
Mm-hmm.
wrong. You look good. You know, you're coming back faster than ever. Yeah, because in my mind I have to, because I don't want something to handicap me for the things that I do in life. So I can't. It's a challenge. You know, I want to remember. I kept remembering things. I just kept my mind going and exercising my brain, because there's no way you're gonna tell me I can't remember some things that I know that I'm like an elephant.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
forget anything.
Right.
So I went back and they took me off of that. It was 3 doctors that came this time, and there was a cardiologist, there was what was it? A rhythm doctor, and then a PA. They all said, this is abnormal. You don't have no blockage, no nothing. We have to figure out what's going on. So right now, I'm wearing something from that visit a couple weeks ago to keep track of my heart, but it is scary. It's a mental thing, you know, every day, you know, going to sleep and not knowing if you're going to wake up or not.
Yeah.
You
Oh my
know, so
God.
who would have known I was going to get dressed and have fun, laugh and talk, have lunch, and then die in the middle of the street?
Oh.
Nobody, you know. So I try not to let things stress me out, but you know, life happens, and sometimes you cannot help but some things. But I try
Yeah.
to control it more than I did before. I
So
was
where do
shut.
we go from here,
I'm gonna,
ladies? I'm sorry.
now
Go ahead,
this is the
Jenny.
thing. This is the thing. I and you call it conspiracy theory, call it whatever you want. In February, when I was taking my annual physical, we did a complete blood work, right? We did urinalysis, we did blood work, we did everything, right? And no, on everything, my doctor's like, "Oh, Danielle, this is the best blood work we've only seen this in 10 years. Good blood work, 10 years." But but that's my dude. You know, my doctors brought me back from the brink of death. I promise you that. So this was going on in February, right? So you're telling me this is the best blood work that you've seen in 10 years in February. Then I'm going to Portugal in March. So I take a COVID shot and a flu shot. In May, I'm having a stroke.
Mm.
So
Makes you
you tell
wonder.
everybody,
It,
specifically us, if you want to go here, you have to take a COVID shot. If you want to do this, you got, oh, you're over 60, you're over 60, and you have this menial. So we suggest you take a COVID shot, And in my head, for the life of me, I can't understand how a month and a half, 2 months earlier, you were telling me this is my best of health in the last 10 years. And then on Mother's Day, I'm laying up in ICU with a stroke.
oh my
And the only
God.
thing different was the COVID shot and the flu shot.
Happened
Oh.
to me too. That COVID was a beast, but my doctor told me no more because that stirred
I'm
up
not,
one of my
I,
issues as well. He said, "Don't take that again." He said, "If I have to write
I'm
a
not
note,"
taking
my
any more shots.
pulmonologist, he said, "If I write a note, I will." But I'd like to answer your question, Trayla. You said, where do we go from
Where do
here?
we
And
go?
if
How do
I
we move
may,
forward?
how do you move forward? 4 things to start with. One,
Okay.
build a care team, whether it is clinical, and you need those obviously, but also as Lakeisha spoke to earlier, talk to some of our elders. Think about those home remedies.
Yeah,
I think someone mentioned castor
absolutely.
oil. I take
Yes.
soursop. I do ginger and turmeric shots every day. So make
Every
sure that
day.
you're doing
Every day.
exactly everything. And I
I
need some
sell them,
Danielle.
y'all. I sell them. I got them for
Yeah,
sale.
exactly.
And
But we have to do
CMOS, I
that.
sell it. I
And
got a
I need
mango
that too.
pineapple one right now. I got to go get me a tablespoonful of bubbles.
Right. But we
I
also
does
have
it. I
to
does it. Yes, I do.
track our symptoms. Like
Yes.
that's something
Yes.
important. Keep a journal of it because we
Yeah.
may think, oh, it just happened today, but guess what? It probably happened a month ago, but you've been so busy and you didn't
Yeah.
think about it.
Right.
And you
But you
just
didn't
let it
yeah.
slide under the rug. And I'm guilty of it. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why it's
Mm-hmm.
important for me to share this information to say, journal your symptoms. I
Yes.
started having to write down how many times I have cluster headaches to see, okay, hey, is this not working? What else can we do?
Mm-hmm.
And then watch your
Right.
medications because, again, if I took everything that was given to me, I wouldn't be here.
You
My
don't even know
specialist
whether
told
it's the
me
meds that's killing you or it's the symptom. Because at
exactly,
one
Oh.
point in
And I'm
my life,
glad you
I
said
tell you,
and
that,
they
my
Auntie.
come with
doctor's
it
my
there.
dude, right? My doctor, let me tell you back 2010, I on 15 different medications.
Oh.
15 medications. Was 300 pounds. I was on 15 medications. And what happened was the job was letting me go down on disability for over 6 months. And they're like, well, look, if you can't come back to work, we're going to have to let you go. Okay. 1 month for those medications, it was like $5,000. Somewhere between $4,000 and $5,000. So I went into my doctor's office. I sat across the table and I said, look, Dr. Mendel, I'm going to tell you right now, I can't afford this. I said, and at this point, I can't tie my shoes. I got so much edema. I'm supposed to be on a water pill, but I'm still this big. My face is blown up. Everything. I said, look, if you just give me my pressure pill, I promise you I'll change my life because I want to live. And right now, I don't know what's killing me. I said, I don't want none of this. So he's like, no, I don't. No, I don't care what you suggest. I'm trusting my will to live, and I'm saying nothing. He gave me of my pressure pill. And on January 1st, 2012, I went on a weight loss journey, and I've lost over 100 pounds. No bariatric surgery, none of that stuff. They the will to live, and I asked God to walk me through this. And when it was all said and done, I was over 100 pounds, and now I'm on 2 medications. Everything else is holistic, and that's it.
And to piggyback off of what S. Marie said, get to know your medications. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to stop all your medications. I would never tell you to do that. But get to know your medications. Know those side effects.
Yes.
Know those side effects that they cause. Exactly. Because one of my medications that they put me on, I read it the first day and never got taken. The side effect of that medication was to cause brain bleed. So you try to heal my heart, but you gonna give me a brain bleed. So that medication made it home, but it made it to the trash the same hour. We're not doing that. So get to know your medication.
The Toflo side effect is your hair falling out.
Oh, they put me on that too. That went in the trash too because I don't suffer with high blood pressure.
None of that. My sister, she works at CVS pharmacy in Michigan. She was like, that Norvastatin is going to do this, is going to do that, and Toflo is going to do this, is going to do that. And I was like, your hair falling out. I mean, your hair falling out. I was like, girl, I'm not getting on these. So he took me out for those. Now I'm on a little beta blocker, which has less side effects, like those, like a water pill.
That's good.
And they gave me medication to drop my blood pressure, and I don't suffer with high blood pressure. So why are you dropping my blood pressure?
Right. Well, S. Marie, you made a good point. I think too, it's important that we need to know, what are we eating? What are we drinking? Who are we around? What are we breathing? You know, does your somebody in your family smoke cigarettes around you? Are you using certain laundry detergent? For example, this has nothing to do with my heart, but my acne just started breaking out real bad. I said, where's all these zits coming from? You know, I've sat down and I thought about everything. It's something as simple as soap. I changed my soap.
Yes.
No. So you're right. You got to look at everything from laundry detergent, everything.
You truly are what you eat, right? We've been hearing that for years, and we never really internalize it until something unfortunate happens to us. And then, I mean, come on, guys. Look, for years, you hear these medication commercials, right? It will help you take, but 45 things is going to kill you slowly, killing you softly with his pill. You know, so when all of that is done,
cause diarrhea, cause memory loss.
You might have gas when you're bending over. I mean, you know, like, but it's going to help your tooth not fall out your mouth.
I'd be like, well, dang.
So I started having to take that stuff. I'm like, oh my God. Just can you imagine for all these years and you don't have to take meds, and then I have to remember something I have to take. You know, I have to take, if I'm traveling out of town, I have to take a little device that's connected to this monitor. This is everywhere. So this is for the rest of my life because they don't want to take it out, even though they don't see anything wrong with it. But if they take it out and then my heart does what it did before,
Yeah.
stop and
Yeah.
start shaking,
Oh,
then I might not make it.
oh
So
my God.
Right.
that's
Right.
another mental thing. So it's a lot of mental things that come behind being
It
ill.
does. And I was gonna say too,
Absolutely.
you're right, Sonia, because I know for me what affects me mentally is I have 2 adult children. I have 2 bonus adult children as well. And the thing that always bothers me is, am I gonna be here to see my grandkids one day?
That part.
That bothers me. So, S.
Yeah.
Marie, please tell us about your mental health gala and what's
Mhm.
it all about? Because
Yeah.
so many people suffer from what we're talking about.
Yes.
Absolutely. First and foremost, thank you for allowing me to. So, yes, I've started Mental Health Me is what the nonprofit is called, and all it is as I said, I've suffered from depression, and a lot of things that I go through, they bring on depression. And as a melanin person, a lot of times, as I alluded to earlier, we're constantly told, "Oh, it's going to be okay. Well, don't tell nobody. Just sit it out and just wait a while." When we get these things, we continue to embed these things in our brain, and that's what we do. But
Mm.
unfortunately, it makes us stress even more because we're
Mhm.
worried, but we're being told to hush, don't talk about it, let it go. So mental health me is really just about that. No, we want to talk about those things. We want to provide you with programs, different kind of programs to help you overcome and work through the things that you are going through. We want to build your mental health, your self-esteem. We want to get you in the right mindset
Mhm.
because it's important to have your mindset in the right place because so many things affect our neurological systems and we don't understand.
Mhm.
And that's why people are suicidal or going through things, even if it's stress on
Yeah.
your job. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, my gala is happening October the 11th. It will be in Marietta, Georgia. And this will be our first event. Just kind of bringing awareness to it, trying to find sponsorship. And we want to be a night of entertainment. So we want to make people laugh, just live, love, and learn more about other things in your life that you can do to better your mental health, to better your energy, your spirit, to uplift you. And also, again, we have plenty of coaches. And one lady on this line is actually on my board of directors. It is Lakeisha. And
Aw.
Yeah.
she's one of the coaches and she is amazing.
Mhm.
She specializes as doula, grief, so many things, but a lot of our
Mm.
coaches are definitely going to provide assistance for free. We're going to have some virtual programs coming up. So we'll mention those things on that night, but it is definitely a night that you will not forget. It's
I
going to be
love it.
memorable.
I love it. I love it. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, and I'm definitely coming. I'm
Me
coming.
Yes,
too.
come through.
Yes.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
Sonia, what's up next for you? How you get your story out there, what you've been through. Share that with us as well.
Which story?
I got three. Which one?
um, so I will be on Stars TV in another 2 weeks. Maybe
Okay.
not even 2 weeks, but another couple days. First one out of Michigan that came to Atlanta and was handpicked by different celebrities to interview. So I got
Okay.
a chance to do that. And I have my last book journal. It's just going through
Mm.
stripping yourself not just of a club, but just
Okay.
stripping yourself,
Mhm.
period, as a woman,
Mhm.
the things that we go through on a daily basis, self being insecure. Because when you go home, you look beautiful and glamorous in the world, but when you go home, you strip all that makeup off. It's
Mhm.
just you looking at yourself. So with that,
Mhm.
I'm given a mirror, so it'll be a reflection. So in between the chapters, there is a poem, and at the end is 90 pages for a woman to release all of that onto a journal.
Mm,
So her life can be a book as
Oh,
well. So
that's
Mhm.
right.
it has a
Cool.
lock on
Cool.
it, just like a diary. So it just took
Mhm.
me back. I just wanted something different to
Mhm.
give away. It's a leather journal book.
Okay. I
And I'll
love
be
Mhm.
handing out
it.
to ladies,
Love
yeah.
it.
So
Love
I love it. Big ups to you. And Miss
it.
Danny, you the
Mm.
deacon, the chef. Look, I gotta come up there and taste some of your food. Oh,
Yeah, you
what's next
do.
for
Yeah,
you,
you
ma'am?
do. Well, as the ad earlier, I'm working on um, Oh my God. See, this is part of the stroke. I
Oh.
lose stuff. But I'm working on the dog book for women and their dogs who have an amazing story. It might not even be that amazing. You might have want to throw him off or her off the balcony because they chewed up your red bottoms, but we want to know about it. So we're working on anthology. That's the next thing that we'll be doing. With women, strong women who have had that mental break, and their dog was there when nobody else but them and God was there. It was them and their
Yeah.
dog. So we're
Yeah.
working on that's the very, very it's like Monday is our informational call, the first call that we have for author call to authorship. And I just got finished recording my documentary,
Oh.
Sugar Hill, the making of the monster, and it's basically the introduction to a TV series that I will be recording sometime next year
Okay.
on my book, Pretty Little Bastard Child, Stars of Darkness that turned on God's light. So those are the next two things
Okay.
that I'm working on right
Yay.
You
now.
go, girl. You go, girl.
God's
Miss
good.
Lakeisha, you got some things popping too.
Yes, so I really been focused on mental health me with S. Marie.
Okay.
I love the vision, and so we've been really deep diving and making sure that this gala is one for the books for sure.
Oh.
But I've also been doing some things. Mainly, I had to take a break. I ain't usually I said I'm done with everything. I don't want to work on nothing. So, so I took some time to just work on me, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I'm just easing my way back out now. But I have created a 90-day grief devotional that I'm getting ready to
Oh.
release. And I'm
Yes.
also working on my newest anthology called Love Language of Grief. The
Oh.
conversation continues. So it's a series. It's a part of a series from the first love language of grief. So yeah,
Yeah, that
I'm
one.
just
Aw.
yeah, and then I'm also getting ready to relaunch my podcast. So
Okay. I
yeah,
want to be on the show.
yes,
Yes.
you are. Yes, you are. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. Sonya, you got a slot. Auntie, you coming back? Esther Marie, you coming back?
You know it. You know it.
So yes, I'm just excited. I'm
Yes.
just loving the things that God is doing in my life right now.
Mhm.
I I had to experience what I experienced for me to really stop.
Mhm.
You got to sit you down for you to really get
Yeah.
get the big picture. So I got the big picture now, and so
That's
now
Right.
right. That's
I'm just
right. That's
ready
right.
and grateful to
Mm.
see how everything just unfolds. But you got to learn how to stay present too. So I ain't too far into the future. I'm in the present moment right now.
I
So
know that's
Yeah.
right. I know that's right.
Oh,
Well, you
ladies, I
ladies.
forgot real quick,
Uh-huh.
Brilette. All of y'all are business owners, and you have your own things. Forgot to mention it. Melanin Masterpieces every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
Um, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I have slots available for well, not just women, but preferably women with their business. Come on, promote business for free. What was the inspiration? Why, how do you keep it pushing when it looks like nothing is working out? When the bill you can't get paid, maybe the staff might, whatever. Half an hour slots for free. I'm
Okay.
developing a black and brown business owner virtual Rolodex. So bam,
Okay.
every day, 7:30 p.m.
Awesome.
Let me know. Bam, bam, bam.
And you ladies also, excuse me, Barstress, just
Mhm.
let us know what we could do to support, because that's what we do, support
Oh,
other women businesses. And
yes.
That's right.
so we can put
That's
something
my
in the
sister. That's
grab
what
bag,
she do.
something like that. So just let me
Definitely.
know and try to get something together for you guys for your
Yes.
bags that you're gonna be
Awesome.
giving away. Okay.
I love it.
Absolutely.
And I can
Cool,
help in
cool.
any way as well, Danny. You all's
Mm-hmm.
information is scrolling at the bottom. You
Yeah.
guys are four amazing ladies. I thank you so much for
Thank
Thank
coming
you.
on the
you. And thank your
show.
guests too.
Oh my gosh,
Always nice
Danny, when she hit me
compliment.
up,
Thank
yeah,
you.
when she hit me
Mhm.
up, I said, absolutely. This is something
Yes,
that we need to
yes,
talk about
yes.
more. I do want to do a part two. We need to just get the word
Mm-hmm.
out there that although we all have been through traumatic experiences, near-death experiences, we're still thriving. We're still getting the word
That's
out
right.
so that other
That's
people don't have to
right.
go through what we went through, you
Absolutely.
know? So I thank you ladies
Because
tremendously.
what? Your trauma's not your fault, but your healing
Oh,
is your
Absolutely. It's your
responsibility.
responsibility.
That part,
Absolutely.
that
thank
part.
you, Mr.
Thank
Richards. All
you.
your comments. That
You,
makes
Miss.
me
Oh,
feel good.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. And
yes. Well,
ladies and
Thank
thank
you,
gentlemen,
you.
alligators. Thank
thank
you
you so
guys.
much.
Thank you so much.
And you
Much
guys look out for
Mm.
Sonia on the documentary. I can't wait. In fact, when I get off here, Sonia, I'm going to go watch my pre-recorded BMF TV show.
Mhm.
and I'm coming to Detroit and doing something at one mic the next day after the documentary from the
Okay.
second part of it. So I'll be in Detroit at one mic
Mm.
as well.
Oh, okay,
Mm.
okay.
Cool,
Awesome.
cool,
Well, thank you,
cool.
ladies. You guys stay safe out there and let's be in touch.
Thank
And Danny,
you.
I put me to work. Okay.
I got
Absolutely.
you.
All right.
Thank
I got
you.
you.
Thank you.
Love
I
you
love you,
guys.
Good
Be
ladies.
night,
safe.
ladies.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye
Blessings on
bye.
blessings. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Oh, you guys, they are amazing. They just so inspirational, you know, because when you go through things like that, the easiest thing to do is just cry and say, "Woe is me," and just stay down. You know what I mean? But all of them got back up and they're here to share what they can so that those of you out there listening and watching, hopefully you won't go through that. So as we close out the show, we went over an hour, but you know what? It was so worth it. As we close out the show, I always leave you with a positive note. And again, these are my staples: how to survive in 2025. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And again, that leads to a job. If you've been laid off, have your resume ready to go. Be ready to interview. If it's your health, you know, exercise, eat right, do all the things that you possibly can. Whatever it is that you need to do to stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. Okay. I want to share a personal little positive thought from myself. I said at the end of the show, I'm going to share something more of me. So basically, you know, I just want to say to you guys, stay encouraged and protect your peace, right? So when life is overwhelming, try to shift your focus, watch something funny, dive into a hobby, or do something that you love. Keeping your mind engaged is key to staying healthy and alive. You know, as the ladies that we all talked about at this, you know, for me personally, at the start of the pandemic, I was enjoying retirement life. I just retired from a Fortune 500 company. Life was great until COVID hit. I lost loved ones. I lost a dream job, a job that I had after I retired that I thought was a dream job. Financial stability, nearly my health from all the stress, crying, going, "What is this?" You know, crying from losing loved ones and all kinds of things. And so daily chest pains and a warning from my doctor made it clear. She told me I had to take control of my mental health and mental well-being, and that stop looking at the doom and gloom, think about the positive things. And I did just that. Just that. So, by the grace of God, this show was born, giving me a renewed sense of purpose, helping others to stay informed, inspired, and motivated. And I love doing that. So, just remember, your health is your wealth. Even if you don't got no money, you're wealthy if you're healthy. And if you're not healthy, make yourself healthy. As you heard the ladies talk about the different home remedies and different things that you can do to stay alive. Cherish it, protect it, and don't let anyone take that away from you. So as I tell you guys all the time, do the right thing even when no one is looking, because it's called integrity. And do one good thing for one person each day, and you can affect 365 lives. If no one's told you they loved you, know that I love you. I appreciate you guys spending your time with us tonight. Hopefully you wrote down something good that you can take personal or share with a loved one or a friend. And again, until we meet again, August 15th, we got a comedian coming on. We got entertainers coming on. I'm so excited. We got some great shows yet to come. So stay tuned. And with those words, I love you guys, and I'm out.